for Week 1 football here in Nebraska. We're here live at Phelps Field as the #1 Westside Warriors take on the Creighton Prep Junior Jays. Joining me on this broadcast tonight, my good friend Mike Nachmanauer representing Creighton Prep tonight, and Ross Jernstrom. Guys, how you doing tonight?
This is a great atmosphere, one of the best rivalries in the state of Nebraska. And Mike, we're glad to have you with us tonight to join in the broadcast.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me. But yeah, obviously it's one of the biggest rivalries in the state. Great atmosphere. Well, pretty much seems like the whole city's here, but it's going to be a lot of fun tonight and hoping for a great matchup.
Talking about the whole city, we still have fans piling down. If you look, well, we can't see it on camera, but there's still lots of fans piling in from the Champions Plaza. Lots of blue, lots of red and black. So we got a good night and a great atmosphere at Phelps Field. Now, guys, let's take a look at our first graphic, Nebraska Week 1. We've had lots of games and lots of games tonight. Week 0 was last week, so let's take a look here.
A lot of good games tonight.
Yeah, we had from yesterday for Thursday Night Lights, Papua La Vista taking on Miller North. Papua La Vista came on top. And then Norfolk on Thursday as well. They took on Columbus. They came out on top as well. Now coming into Friday, we got lots of games this evening. Lots of Week 0 games as well happened. Let's take a look at our next graphic here for Class A football as well. So we'll take a look now at the history of the Creighton Prep Westside rivalry. It's been since 2004. The series leads at 13-8. And last time, for the past 6 years, Westside has dominated, and they've won all 6 games. Westside's hoping to make it 7, where the Junior Jays, Mike, you guys are trying to get back on top and kind of end this record.
I was at that game in 2017 when Creighton Prep won 45-41. The Junior Jays threw a pass in the north end zone in the final minute to win the game. It was back and forth all night, and since that game, Westside has really dominated. But Mike, you remember a year ago, that was a very close game. Westside was ahead 24-0, but the Junior Jays came back.
Yeah, 17 fourth quarter points for the Junior Jays, and back to the last 6 meetings between Westside and Prep. Westside has won each over the 6 matchups. They have a average margin of victory of just over 3 touchdowns. So not only have they won the last 6 meetings, they've done it in dominant fashion.
Let's take a look now at Prep last year from their last season, Mike. Talked about them a lot. Let's take a look at their schedule from last year.
Yeah, as you can see, they started off the season 1-3 as they had to take on Bellevue West in Week 0. Then they had to host Westside, both of those home games. Then they had to go on the road to Millard North at Gretna. So they started off the season 1-3, but after that it was a lot of very dominant football outside of what ended up being the district championship against Papillion La Vista, where they won by 4 with a last-minute touchdown. So the last half of the 2022 season for the Junior Jays was very strong, and then in the first round and quarterfinals of state, it was incredible defense, only a 1.5 over 2 games, and then they ran into the buzzsaw that is the Gretna High School Dragons, and that ended up ending their season. But 8-4 record, a very solid 2022 campaign for these Junior Jays.
They had a lot of players on that team make the All-Metro team. 4 offensive linemen made the first 3 teams on the All-Metro Conference team. And, of course, they had Jamar Brown, one of the top rushers in the state. So that was a great offense that Creighton Prep had a year ago, especially running the ball. And as a matter of fact, they outdistanced Westside in statistics on offense a year ago. So that's how good that team was.
Now let's take a look, fellas, at Prep this year. They had a Week 0 loss against Bellevue West. Mike, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, Bellevue West. A lot of people. This Junior Jays team surprised a lot of people last week. Most people thought they were going to go into Freeman Field and just get absolutely ran out of the stadium. But they had the lead as late as the middle of the 3rd quarter, and it was a late touchdown by Bellevue West that made it a 2-score game. But it was a great showing. A lot of people didn't expect that of the Junior Jays. It's a young team, but they have a lot of fight.
I was really impressed with Creighton Prep's defense in that game. They shut down the best passer in the state, Danny Kalin, in that game. His longest pass was 26 yards, and they really put the pressure on those receivers and had a pass rush, and he really couldn't do much. And that's what I'm interested to see tonight, to see how well that Creighton Prep defense plays tonight.
what I thought about that game, the underdog going in the game, I heard a lot of people saying Prep is going to get blown out, Bellevue West on top. This Prep team, they can really show that they're on top, and they could do this to Westside tonight. We never know what's going to happen, so you never know what's going to happen. Let's take a look at Westside from last year as well. Get that graphic up here momentarily. Now, last year Westside took Creighton Prep there in the first week, 24-17. Westside had a very successful season, except traveling to North Platte was not so successful. 4 hours on the road, guys. That's tough as a player, mentally and physically exhausting. Just sitting in a bus that long is just very hard. And they did not win that game against North Platte. Ross, do you have anything to say about that game?
Yeah, that North Platte game, North Platte had a running game that Westside could not stop. And if there was an Achilles heel, it was that front defensive line. They were young. Caleb Benning was injured. He got injured in the game right before that, and it really showed against, North Platte. And they really struggled in that game. And North Platte made the playoffs, had one of the best running games in the state, and they just ran it down Westside's throat. And Westside had a chance at the end of the game to win it, but they couldn't do it. But I'll tell you what, Westside, the key is Westside got better as the season went on. They really did.
Despite that loss to North Platte, Westside continued strong throughout the rest of the season. The win against Kearney, that one finished at a different stadium as well, as many Westside fans may remember. But looking at the postseason, Westside really dominated in the postseason with the first win against Papillion La Vista, 59-21 and on down. And the state championship came down to that field goal from Tristan Alvano, who's now at the Huskers. So what a season for the Warriors last year. Let's take a look at Westside's season this year. See what they have going on down the road. So obviously tonight, Creighton Prep versus Westside. Grand Island's they're going to come to Westside this year. So Westside, no long road trip for them. Bellevue West, that should be a fun matchup, Ross.
That'll be a dandy down there at Bellevue West. I'm telling you what, Bellevue West is playing Omaha North tonight, and they've got a tough schedule. They play Prep, and they go to play Omaha North, who has one of the best quarterbacks in the state, and then they're going to play Westside. So as you look at that rundown the rest of the way, Westside has 5 home games, finishing up with Millard North, Norfolk, North Platte, Kearney, Millard South. Always a tough game. It'll be a Thursday night game out there at Buell Stadium. Then they wrap it up with Lincoln Northeast.
Well, let's take a look at last time we saw this rivalry between Westside and Creighton Prep. That was just a year ago today at Burke Stadium. See if we get a graphic up of that. This was week 0. Check that. Sorry, we'll have that graphic up next. But week 0 for Prep. Mike, do you want to talk about that there?
Yeah, I mean, the box score might be a little deceiving, but this Prep team came to play. They did get doubled up in yards, but like we said, they had the lead in the third quarter, and it was just, as Ross said, it was just very strong defensive play that really carried them and nearly had them come out with the win.
Yeah, I looked at the total yards in that game, 423 yards compared to 217 for Creighton Prep. But that game was really close. It was not dominated by Bellevue West at all. You know, with 3 Division I recruits going to Nebraska, you thought the passing game, they just rolled down the field, and they did not. Zach McClay really played well in that game. He had 10 tackles, 2 unassisted. He was all over the field, and I'm anxious to see him tonight to play against this Westside offense because the Warriors have so many weapons. But a good showing by Creighton Prep in that game against the number 2 team in the state.
Well, Ross, as you said, you want to see them again here tonight. Let's take a look at 1 year ago today. Last year's meeting at Burke Stadium, Westside came on top 24-17. We saw Junior Jays coming kind of there a little bit. They could have kind of got the victory there, but Westside ultimately ended up on top. Let's take a look at that, guys.
I mean, last year, this came down to the wire. It was 24-0 heading into the fourth quarter. Junior stormed back, and they even had a chance to tie it up there at the end at the fourth quarter. But Warrior defense held strong and ended up giving them the 24-17 win. But as we said, these can always be interesting. Doesn't matter the talent level on both sides. It's a rivalry game. Emotions are high, and a lot of guys want to come out and play.
The last 2 years, the Westside Creighton Prep game has been at Burke Stadium. And 2 years ago, Westside jumped out to an early lead in that game thanks to Teddy Rizak, who had 2 interceptions in the first quarter. He's a senior tonight, so a lot of these seniors have not lost to Creighton Prep, and they do not want to let that happen. And Creighton Prep, on the other side, they want to be the first team to beat Westside in 6 years since 2017.
Well, let's take a quick break here. We'll come back with more KB pregame show action. We're just going to take a quick break here to escape the heat, and we'll be back here momentarily. Test one. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Hey, let's get a camera shot on Anthony. You still have the get number 5 from Westside, number 5 from Prep on the sideline. Now we're gonna go hold the graphic, count down 10 seconds, and then we'll go to the camera shot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go. So first we're gonna start on here. Yeah, we're sitting. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go 3 seconds and camera shot there. Do the greenish graphic like 10 seconds. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 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 Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go back on us, and then we're gonna talk about Anthony Rizak. We have 2 graphics for him, which we'll cycle through, and then we'll go to a field shot of him, and then vice versa. We'll get Walker from Prep.
Last week. I'm always shaking.
Yeah. Gotta knock the dust. Now, when we talk about the players, let's try to fill up some time because we're gonna have a camera shot on them. Okay, do we have the camera shots on those guys? Who camera shot do we have? Yeah, 5 and 21. 5 from Westside, 21 from Prep. If they can't find them,
Just get on Rizak.
yeah,
Just go on 5.
just try to find Rizak, number 5 from Westside. Yeah. Okay, let's go. 5. Is that camera good? Okay. Oh, hey, if your camera ever goes still and has the cameras on it, press the zoom button. Okay? Okay, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back here to the WTV Live Network for part 2 of the KB pregame show. Hey, so Mr. I'm Ryan Kelly. Joining me here tonight, Mike Knockenauer from Creighton Prep and Ross Jernstrom from Westside. It's a scorcher here tonight. The wind's blowing, thankfully, but let's take a look at some key players for the Westside Warriors and Junior Jays. For the Warriors, we have number 5, Anthony Rizak, making his senior debut for the first time here. He'll be playing at Phelps Field against the Junior Jays. It's been a few years, but let's take a look at his stats there. You can see them on the left of your screen. He's 1,118 yards with a 7.0 average and 19 touchdowns, so quite a key player for this Warrior team. Ross, do you have anything?
You know, you look at the quarterbacks through the years, Cole Payton, just a few years ago who led Westside to a state championship. Jeff Taylor, who led Westside to back-to-back state titles in the early 1980s. Peyton went to North Dakota State. Taylor went to the University of Nebraska. And I tell you what, Anthony Rizak is right up there with those two guys. He is 20-2 as a starter. And he came in as a starter his sophomore year after the 4th game of the season. And he has been just a winner. He is a big-time player. He showed it last year in the state championship game after rushing for over 1,000 yards and passing for over 2,000 yards last season. The big thing about him, he is so calm in the pocket, but he has that patience back there. If nobody's open, he can run the ball and scramble. I remember last year right here at Phelps Field, he had an 89-yard run for a touchdown. So he's got some speed. He can really separate from the secondary when he gets out there. He's just a breakaway player. He's just one of the most dominant players here in Class A.
I mean, as you said it, you mean the best dual threat quarterback in the state. I mean, over 2,000 yards in the air, over 1,000 yards on the ground. I mean, it's just so hard to guard against a guy like that. And how do you game plan against that? If you take away his run game, then he'll just beat you deep down the field.
You know, you look at the two top quarterbacks in the state, Danny Kalin from Bellevue West and Anthony Rizak. Who's the tougher to defend? The guy that can go both ways, where he runs the ball and passes the ball, or the guy who 90% of the time he's going to throw the ball? I'll tell you what, it's so tough to defend Rizak, and he's such a smart player. In the classroom, he's got a 3.87 grade point average, and he's got offers from North Dakota State, Northern Illinois, and Northern Iowa. So the Division I schools are looking at him, Division 1A, but I'm telling you what, he's probably the most versatile, all-around talented quarterback in the state of Nebraska.
Let's take a key player here for Creighton Prep. Mike, do you want to talk about Walker here, number 21?
Yeah, Angelo Walker, the running back. Jacob Ruby, number 26, started off the game at running back number 1, but throughout the game, Walker got more and more carries, and both of them shined, but Walker with a strong drive in the 3rd quarter to give the Junior Jays the lead. 10 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. So,
what he gives on that offense is that breakaway speed to the outside. I remember at the end of the 2nd quarter against Bellevue West, Prep was driving downfield, and about the last 4 offensive snaps were all Angelo Walker right before halftime, and they pulled it was 13-0, then they made it 13-7. But Walker and also their other running back, Jacob Ruby, Mike, do they kind of mix it up with those two or what?
Yeah, it definitely seems like Ruby is more of the up the middle kind of stuff, and then they have Walker with the outside runs. But it's definitely, I expect to see them both getting some. Expect to see them both split carries, and I think that it'll be a lot more even this week.
Yeah, a year ago they had Shamar Brown, All-State running back, probably the best running back in the state of Nebraska, and that is big shoes to fill for Angelo Walker and Jacob Ruby for the Junior Jays tonight.
Well, let's take a look at the coaching poll for Class A football here. The graphic for that here. Now there it is. Westside, as of August 20th, Westside ranks number 1, following behind them Bellevue West, Omaha North, Millard South, Millard North, Elkhorn South, and on down.
I'm telling you what, a year ago, Elkhorn South was one of those teams that went undefeated going into the playoffs. They're a team to watch this year. Keep an eye on number 3, Omaha North. They're at Bellevue West tonight. They've got one of the best quarterbacks in the state. And Millard South, I'm telling you, every year they seem to have a good team. They came to Westside a year ago. It was tied after regulation, and Westside won in overtime. Mike, why don't you look at the second half, and what are your thoughts on 7, 8, 9, and 10?
I mean, it's very interesting, especially with that 8 spot in Gretna. Zane Flores heading to Oklahoma State. I mean, it's a completely new look team, and especially next year when all the it's completely kind of split in half as the new Gretna East school down there is the district kind of split the Gretna school in two. The seniors all still there from last year, but after this year, it'll be very interesting, and even this year, it'll be very intriguing to see how they can figure out ways to win ball games, and coaches think that they'll be able to do that, put them at 8.
Also receiving votes in the top 10 were Creighton Prep, Millard West, Lincoln East, and Papillion La Vista, who won their opener last night over Millard North. A lot of people, including the Omaha World Herald, were very high on Millard North, had them ranked as high as 4th. But Papillion La Vista, watch out for the Monarchs this year.
I mean, yeah, Peyton Presido in that Monarch offense looked absolutely deadly last night as they went into Buell Stadium and got a huge 28-10 win. So it'll definitely be, especially since they are in the same district as Prep, it'll be very interesting to see how that shakes up later in the year.
It'll be interesting to see how this top 10 shapes up through the season and right before the playoffs start at the end of October.
Well, we're going to take another quick break here on the KB pregame show. We'll be back here in just a few minutes with the final part of the KB pregame show.
Have a gust here once in a while.
Yeah, the weather was reading this morning about 12 miles an hour from the northwest, so we can feel it gusting here a little bit, probably hear it over the microphones. And this afternoon, Ross, we had a rainstorm here. That was kind of quite surprising for me.
It was a little sprinkle, just a little water from the sky, not too much, but it got our tables wet, got some of our chairs wet, but we're all cleaned up, ready to go right here. Partly cloudy right now, Sunset's coming up in about 45 minutes, so this is going to be a great atmosphere tonight. The fans are still coming into the stadium. It's going to be a great night for this rivalry.
Yeah, definitely. It's still a great night. Week 1 football's back in Class A in Nebraska, so lots of great competitions going on tonight, guys. We're going to keep everybody updated on the scores from around the Metro. We had Thursday night lights last night, but still just lots of games going on tonight. What are you guys kind of most excited for Class A football this year?
Well, Bellevue West is going to be interesting. Can't remember in my 40 years as a sportscaster in Omaha where 3 Nebraska recruits were on one team on offense. 2 receivers, Isaac McMorris, and then Davion Hall, and then Danny Kalin, the quarterback. That is going to be interesting to see how that team progresses through the season because they have big play capability. Bellevue West is going to be probably the top challenger to Westside right now as you look at it, but this Westside team, people have asked me going into the season, is this better than the state championship team of last year? And I've had to be honest with people. I said, yeah, I think it is. I think they've got more weapons. The only drawback is their special teams. They do not have a 2-time All-State kicker in Tristan Alvano, who set the career record for field goals with 27 here at Westside. Now he's down in Lincoln. He's expected to start in the first game against Minnesota next week. That shows you how good he is. And the punter, Marty Mormino, has a school record for punting average at over 40 yards a kick. So special teams, Will Bowerly will handle the duties for Westside tonight. He's a senior. He's the heir apparent. It's going to be interesting to see Westside and Bellevue West.
No, I was talking about Mormino and the special teams real quick. Before we hand it off the mic, I was talking to Coach Garrett Moravec the other day in the morning, and he was talking about how they got a new net to kick in, and it's about 11 feet. So it really intimidates the kickers and it's the whole team because it's a lot taller than any player you'll see ever because there's no 11-foot player. You know, most guys you'll see probably 6'4", 6'5" is tallest. So it's kind of one of those training factors that he's using to kind of create kind of more of an imprint so Will Bowerly can kind of fill that shoes of Tristan Alvano. Now, Mike, what are you excited for Class A football this year?
I mean, it's just the talent pool is unbelievable. As Ross said, a 3-headed monster over at Bellevue West. And, I mean, just Prep held them in check pretty well last week, but, I mean, just how many, like, teams aren't going to be able to do that all year long. It's like there are going to be games where they're going to go for triple digits each, and then Kalin throwing for over 400 yards. But I'm just excited to see how this year shapes and like kind of plays out because it seems so open outside of Westside and Bellevue West. It just seems like there's so many questions that need to be answered with so much talent leaving and so much new talent coming in.
You know, I thought that too. I thought Westside had the best team at the start of the season, but one injury, like Caleb Benning, here was a guy who's on the field all the time. He's on offense as a wide receiver. He's on defense as a safety. He also returns punts. When he went down, one player, Westside really struggled at this in the middle of the season because he was not on the field. Then Jalen Lloyd got injured, did not play in the championship game. So an injury can change everything for a team. Caleb Benning came back for the state championship game, had 2 interceptions in the opening quarter against Gretna, really gave Westside a chance to break out to an early lead in that game. And then Jalen Lloyd did not play in the state championship game. He was hurt. So any team can have some injuries during the season and change the entire outlook of a team.
I mean, yeah, as you said it, I mean, Shamar Brown went down during the Gretna game last year, and it was the Papio La Vista game, and that offense really struggled, as you saw, only a 4-point win, as that team really struggled in the second half, and it looked like that Prep was going to run away with that game for a while, but then Brown went down, I believe it was early third quarter, and that was just a completely different game. So, as you said, one player going down can change a lot, so definitely hard to say what the outcome of the year will be, especially this early, just because of how many questions there are around the state and just what can happen for good or for worse.
Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break here as we will stand for the national anthem. We'll be back here on the WTV Live Network momentarily. Welcome you back here to field as the Westside Warriors are about to get back onto the field. Both teams are in their respective locker rooms as we see the cheerleaders out there forming the tunnel walk and the banner held up there. And there will come the Warriors leading out.
I don't have any audio on that.
Come the Warriors now. Led out by head coach Paul Lamangi.
With embrace greatness, proven is there a next level, and we can more. Your competitors don't believe to do what it takes to win a game. Is there another summit out there for us to climb and take? This program isn't about winning or losses. It isn't about a football game. It's about the man on the left, the man on the right. It's about leaders bringing everyone along for the journey. Let's fall in love with the family. Let's fall in love with the people. Embrace the love and brotherhood. This is for the family, friends, and school. When we have each other, then there's nothing for us to fear. Fall in love with effort and toughness. Carry it in your hearts. Everything remains possible for you. The look in your eyes will tell the world.
Westside Red Shield student section out in full force. The bird cage out on the other side. The heat is really bearing down. We don't have any clouds right now, guys, but as the sun goes down, it'll definitely get a lot nicer out there. The atmosphere in Phelps Field tonight, guys, is kind of through the roof, if you ask me. Lots of fans in attendance as well.
Yeah, this is a great atmosphere for the rivalry between Creighton Prep and Westside. A lot of the people who are in the stands tonight are people that have been to these games for years. The Westside cheerleading team's getting excited, doing some cartwheels on the team. The vision board is the new addition here at Phelps Field. It's in the southwest corner of the stadium, and it's going to be interesting to see. There's Coach Lamanji, who's bringing the team out onto the field right now, and here come the captains leading the Warriors out on the field. It's Westside's tunnel walk. This is brand new for the Warriors.
Here come the Warriors led by Paul Lamanji as they touch the Courage Rock and make their way out here to Phelps Field.
They'll touch the Courage Rock there at the north end of the stadium for good luck in this rivalry. You might remember Creighton Prep painted that blue one year.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here for that, but I've heard stories about it, and
it happened in 2013.
Oh my! Oh,
yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show how deep this rivalry runs.
Oh yeah, we've had streakers from both schools going to the pep rallies and streak on the field. The Junior Jays painted Hollywood High on the front of the school. There's been a little bit of just mischievous vandalism, I call it. Nothing too serious. Here come the Warriors.
There are your 2023 Westside Warriors as they take the field for the first time in 2023.
And the atmosphere here is just incredible. I mean, both teams taking the field, just about to get things underway. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
You know, Westside had a pep rally on Wednesday night, and they had a great turnout. You could tell the student body's excited for this game. Both schools have a strong tradition, and the reason why it's a neighborhood rivalry. When I was growing up on 84th Street, I had 3 Creighton Prep students who lived on my block, and they were your neighbors, but they were also your rivals. And that's what's so great with this rich tradition of the two schools. Many of these kids go to Christ the King, which is just across the street from Westside High School, and then go on to Creighton Prep. And they really know all the students in the Westside area, and they compete in athletics, so they really know each other in both schools.
It's a fun rivalry too as a student, despite kind of the heatedness of the rivalry. But nevertheless, it's always a fun rivalry to have and makes school fun.
Mike, describe the Creighton Prep student section.
I mean, it's just absolutely electric. It's one of the loudest student sections I've heard, just across all of the state. I mean, they show out, as you can see, nearly to the top of the bleachers and almost filling up an entire section over there on the other side of Phelps Field. But it looks like they're going to receive this kickoff to open things up here.
As you're watching this on your screen, Westside will be going from right to left. Creighton Prep will receive the ball, and Mike, we'll have you kind of describe this since Creighton Prep's going to receive.
I mean, yeah. So you have number 10, Zach McClay, and number 8, Wyatt Lesher, back deep to receive the opening kickoff. Just about to get things underway here from Phelps Field.
Will Bowerly will kick for Westside. Last year it was just automatic with Tristan Alvano. He had so many touchbacks during the season. I think he only had 6 kicks that were returned all year. The rest went out of the end zone for touchbacks, and that's why he's kicking for the University of Nebraska this fall. And the referees, the officials are coming out to the middle of the field to get this game started. Fellas, good luck with the 2023 season. This should be a dandy tonight between the number 1 team, Omaha Westside, and their longtime rival, Creighton Prep.
Another chapter about to be written in one of the most storied rivalries in the state of Nebraska. Will Bowerly to kick things away. Creighton Prep will receive the football to start things off here tonight.
And there's no wind behind Will Bowerly. The flag at the north end of the stadium is just calm, just draped down the pole. Here we go, fellas.
To start the 2023, there's already a flag called from the official on the 40-yard line on your screen. And is going on? It's like gonna inspect the ball there. Guys,
my only thought is that might have been a delay is the only thing, because they have 11 men on the field. They don't have more than that. And I think they placed the ball down on the tee. And once you do that, the referee, you have so many seconds in which to kick the ball, and they just didn't get it off. So Westside opens the season with the 5-yard penalty, fellas.
Oh, despite that, Will Bowerly working with no wind at all. And he's got quite a boot, so should be no challenge for him at all. To start off the 2023 football season for the Warriors and Junior Jays. And back there for a touchback.
And that was pretty good because it went into the end zone and he kicked it from the 35, fellas. So he can do what Tristan Alvano did a year ago and kick it into the end zone. Okay, set us up here on offense, Mike.
And that will bring out the Junior J offense led by junior quarterback Tony Caniglio, who came in for about the last quarter of the season last year, started 2 of the 3 playoff games, and it's the week 0 starter last week against Bellevue West, and here he gets the start against the Westside Warriors. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. It's a handoff to Ruby up the middle. He'll spin his way for about 3.
You know, Westside's loaded on defense, fellas. They've got so many good players up front. Jaquil Osler, the senior, Cam Bell, Ryan Eckhart. But the player to watch is number 8, Christian Jones. He is the number 1 recruit in the 2025 class. He is number 8, so watch out for number 8 tonight, Christian Jones.
CJ Costello, the center for Preps. Helmet came off last play. It's Tommy Hollinger in. As this handoff to Angelo Walker goes nowhere. Stuffed in the middle, and he lost about 3. It'll be 3rd and long.
And who was the guy that I was just talking about? Christian Jones, number 8, went in there and threw him down for a loss. Just a great play by the junior linebacker.
So it will be 3rd and 9 from the 21-yard line. CJ Costello, the center, back in there. Angelo Walker in there behind Caniglio, who's in the shotgun. 3rd and 9. Walker in motion. Little screen pass to Wergler on the left side. Ball comes out. And they're going to, I believe, Prep will recover it. But that will be a quick 3 and out for the Junior J offense. Goes nowhere. Strong defense from the Warriors, and that will get the job done.
Yeah, big tackle there from number 11, Ryan Eckhart. Really, this Warrior defense is very just trying to stay, or they're trying to get on top and try to stay on top.
Now watch number 1, Caleb Benning. He has not returned kicks here at Phelps Field since a year ago. And he is a player to watch on these punt returns. He never fair catches, folks. We'll see what happens tonight.
Matt Sledge back to punt things away, gets it off. Spiraling punt, lands near the 40, takes a Junior J bounce, fielded by Benning down the right side, and he'll pick up about 9, and that'll be incredible starting fielding position for the Westside Warriors.
Damon, I'm going to say Damon because that's his father, and I covered him long ago with the Huskers and when he was at Northwest. But Caleb Benning, not afraid to field the ball off the bounce, gives the Warriors great field position out there about the 30-yard line. So this will be interesting to see. Ryan, you set us up on this offense for the Warriors.
Warriors are led by number 5, Anthony Rizak, making his senior debut. Brother Teddy Rizak, or twin brother Teddy Rizak, as well on the team. Westside try to make something happen here as the Junior Jays were unsuccessful in their last few drives. Warriors will start at the 31-yard line. There's snap. He's going to hand it off to Ross, who tries to go up the middle. Will try to go a little bit right there, but caught in a pile of Junior Jays.
It was an interesting formation there for the Warriors, a tight end set, no wide receivers, going with that power running game here to start it off. And you can see what they're kind of their game plan is to set the tone here with that running game.
Yeah, Rizak and Ross are kind of a good duo there, and they can make stuff happen, as well as Rizak being as well as a rusher. He'll hand off to Ross once again. Ross will get right through the middle, and he'll be stopped there by Zach McLee from the Junior Jays.
Like that was safety Alex Costello.
Costello, check that.
With the tackle. Good tackle there, but it's enough for a Westside first down as defense came out strong, and now their offense moving the ball pretty efficiently.
A little short there. Westside 2nd and 4 now with the ball on the 25. Oh, check that, 1st and 10 on the 19. Ross again will take it up the middle. Powerful drive there. The ball will come loose, and they'll catch that there on about the 11. Oh my goodness. Did not see who caught that there. Did you?
I mean, about as good of a fumble as you can have. I mean, it went forward, and then they just pounced right on it. Now 1st and goal.
The ball's the leading rusher. Got about 7 yards on that.
Oh my. Nevertheless, the Warriors will be 1st and goal. Rizak will hand off to Ross. Ross will get right into the end zone, no problem, to put the first 6 points on the board for the Warriors.
You know, Jambez Ross, 5'10", 197 pounds, quick and fast. The coaches told me he was going to have a big fall, and he's really improved from a year ago. He was injured last season. He had a high ankle sprain, and he has come out big right here on the opening drive for the Warriors. They take it all the way downfield for a touchdown, and here's the extra point.
Now there's the kick. That one's right between the uprights to get the extra point. Warriors will start here with 7-0 over the Junior Jays. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Welcome you back from our first quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Well, fellas, the Warriors started off strong, and just a few minutes there put 7 points on the board, so it's 7-0 now. There's 8 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first quarter. What are you guys' thoughts so far?
Well, I'm impressed with Jamez Ross. Last year he had 687 yards and scored 11 touchdowns, and he also had 11 receptions for 161 yards. He's got a 31-inch vertical jump. He's just one of those really gifted athletes that got in the backfield, and it's good to see him get some confidence there on the opening drive of the game, and very impressed with that running game to start off the game.
Well, Bowerly will send this one off now for the Warriors, as the Junior Jays will get their second try here to try to make something happen.
Couldn't have asked for a better start if you're a Westside Warriors fan. 3 and out on defense, and then the march down the field into the end zone, and it's 7-0 Warriors. It's Bowerly getting ready to boot things away for his second kickoff of the game so far. Once again, Lasher and McClay now back at the goal line, as there's now some wind going from the right to the left.
And that flag is really moving, and Bowerly will send this one off now. So that one will fall way back there past the end zone. Lots of power on that kick. Talk about Will Bowerly. He's kind of struggled with some injuries in his previous years, working under Tristan Alvano, but despite this, he's coming back in his senior year and is really making his debut for his senior year.
Mike, what do the Junior Jays have to do here?
Move the football. I mean, that first I mean, if you're the Junior Jays, that first drive was just a complete nightmare, as it just fell apart immediately. But still early in the game, a lot of time left. Need to collect your thoughts, keep your emotions in check, and just go back out there and do what you know how to do. A little bit of a whistle now. Stoppage of play before 1st and 10 from the 20.
I think they're trying to work on the clock to get that set, because the one in the north end zone doesn't work.
Quick pass from Caniglio is complete to Wyatt Lasher. He'll get about 5 and hit immediately. A big, nice pickup there on 1st down. It'll be around 2nd and 5.
Wyatt Lasher, not a big target, but I'll tell you what, last week he caught a big pass against Bellevue West at the end of the first half to set up that first touchdown.
So pretty much on the ground when he caught it. It's a big gain, but that's what this Junior Jays team can do. So this is a handoff to Ruby, and it goes nowhere once again. Met before the line of scrimmage, as that Westside front 5 has just been something else so far.
Ryan Eckhart comes in, stops the run right there, right up front. The Warriors got a good push right in the middle right there against this Junior J offensive line. We might mention that this is a young offensive line. It was mostly seniors last year, and 4 of them were all Metro, and they're all gone.
Completely new offensive line. Caniglio from the shotgun, rolling out to his right, looking for anything, and he'll just walk it out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds for a loss of around 2, and it's another 3 and out for the Warrior defense.
Put a lot of pressure on him there. It's definitely something that this prep defense is going to want to try to, or offense check that, is going to want to work on, because this Westside team's just putting lots of pressure. They're kind of just pushing the pedal to the metal against this prep offense.
Caleb Benning back again to field the punt for the Warriors. Last year he scooped it up off of the bounce and took it down to the 30-yard line.
Matt Sledge once again to boot it away. Good block there from Zach McClay on the right side. This is a booming kick all the way back to the Warrior 30, but Benning fields it, and he will take it near midfield. So once again, good field position for Westside and their offense as they look to add on some more, as it's 7-0, and they already have the ball back.
That was a great punt, about 45 yards, and Benning fielded that on the 32-yard line and got it up to the 49, but that was a great kick by the Junior Jays. Just that Benning was right there to field the ball and put it right back up the middle.
Well, we'll see the Warrior offense led by Anthony Rizak. See Jamez Ross out there as well. Pass back to Ross. Gonna look to go down the left side there. He's gonna break through the Junior Jays defenders, and he'll make it all the way to at the 40, 46.
Jamez Ross with the carry.
Almost there.
So I'll tell you what, that was some great blocking along the left side there. That opened a big alley up for Ross, and he was able to take it about 11 yards there for a first down.
Yeah, what a gain there by the Warriors, and we'll see what they can do here next. Rizak and Ross have been really on fire tonight. He'll hand off to Ross once again. Ross is going to plow right through the middle, and he'll pick up a few there.
This Warrior offensive line has just been creating so many opportunities for Ross early on, as it even a play like that goes for 7 yards, which is absolutely huge early in the game and even late in the game. So if you're having 7-yard pickups up the middle consistently in the first quarter, that's a very good sign of things to come.
Snap there back to Rizak. Rizak going to pass it off, and he'll be stopped there just shy of the 35-yard line.
So Anthony Rizak's first pass of the season is complete.
So far
Gets another first down for the Warriors, and they are mixing it up here early in the first quarter.
So far, this Westside team's been really dominant with their running play, and able to pick up the first down there with that short little pass. See what Rizak will do here. He'll hold on to it, look to throw. Long pass over to Caleb Benning. And Benning will be in the end zone for a touchdown. The Warriors will put 6 more points on the board with just 5 minutes and 55 seconds remaining. The Warriors will lead 13-0.
Caleb Benning, big-time player for the Warriors, plays about every down on offense and defense, and also returns punts. He comes up with the first touchdown pass of the season. Rizak to Benning. These two, watch this combo all season long. We're going to see that a lot this season.
Bowerly will be back to kick the extra point. And the kick is good.
And the PAT is good.
Warriors now up 14-0 over the Junior Jays in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. We'll be back here shortly. Welcome you back to the WTV Live Network, where the Warriors are standing dominant over their rivals, the Junior Jays. 14-0 the score with 5 minutes 55 seconds left, and the Warriors will send it back down. So the ball will fall down there. Some wind picking up here from the northeast.
Just in time for the kickoff for Bowerly. He's got a win behind him. He doesn't need it. He's already gotten the first 2 kickoffs in the end zone for touchbacks. So he's got a little gift right there from Mother Nature with a little wind, probably be about 5 to 10 miles an hour, but that'll help him. And it really cools off these fans at this humidity right now. It's really lowered the temperature out here.
Yeah, that rainstorm earlier, it was just a constant downpour for about, I believe it was like 30 or so minutes, and that really just made it a lot more humid out here at Phelps Field.
Bowerly back out there to kick things away, and another whistle.
Maybe from the prep side there. See what, again, is going on. So far,
There is no flag on the kick.
bit of a missed flag there from the official. So Bowerly will run it back one more time. Wind is calmed down here for him.
Bowerly, 2 kickoffs so far, 2 touchbacks. So he's third kick here. It's up and away. It's a line drive. Be fielded by Lasher. He bobbled it a little bit, but they're going to call a touchback. So it'll bring it out to the 20. So 3 for 3 on touchbacks for Will Bowerly, the kicker. Once again, we'll bring out the offense for the third time, looking to get anything, as it's been 2 straight 3-and-outs where they have gone absolutely nowhere.
You know, it's really tough for Caniglio. He hasn't had much time to throw the ball. He's had to roll out and scramble because of that pass rush by the Warriors. So if the Junior J offensive line could just give him a little more time, maybe he can connect with one of his wide receivers.
Caniglio back out there. He's got Angelo Walker in motion to his right. Dropping back to pass. Lasher across the middle. He'll dive forward. They're going to say the Warriors think the ball came out, but they're going to say the Lasher was down. So it'll be 2nd and about 4 after a 6-yard pickup on first down.
I got a question for you, Mike. So Junior Jays are down 14, still very early on. You know, if you're one of those players down there, you know, what's kind of going through your mind? How are you going to try to kind of get back on top in this game?
You just got to stay calm. You got to stay collected. I mean, once again, it's very early, 14-0 We saw last year 24-0, nearly came back and tied it at the end. So a lot can happen, and especially in a rivalry game like this, as it looks like the Junior Jays will take their first timeout. Coach Tim Yonk, offensive coordinator TJ Fife will step aside. 14-0 Warriors on top here with about 5 to go in the first quarter. Welcome you back here. 14-0 Westside, 5:15 to go in the first quarter of play. Tony Caniglio out there after the 6-yard pickup and timeout on first down. 2nd and 4 from their own 26-yard line. Caniglio in the shotgun with Walker to his right. Dropping back to pass. He's going to escape the pocket to the left side. He's going to try and lower his shoulder. He'll get a few. It'll be close to a first down, but it'll be just short.
That time, the Junior Jays tried to spread the field. They had 3 wide receivers to the far side and 1 wide receiver to the near side. Try to spread that West Side defense out and try to get Caniglio some running room on that play. That's what their game plan was on that particular play. Let's see if they try to spread the field again against West Side.
3rd and 2 after a 2-yard pickup from Caniglio. Schaefer to the far side, Wergler and Lasher to the far side, and then believe that the Warriors jumped from a hard count from Caniglio, and that'll give the Junior Jays their first down of the evening.
And a big loud cheer from the Blue Jay crew for their first down. That's the first big cheer for the Junior Jays.
This is kind of a time, Mike, for the Junior Jays to kind of capitalize off these little Warrior mistakes, because these little mistakes can kind of build up over time.
Especially on a play like that where it gives you a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line of Creighton Prep. It's a pitch to the left side to Walker. He's met behind the line of scrimmage, and he will go nowhere. As we've seen so far, a lot of chippiness from both sides, as to be expected in a rivalry game.
Oh, you bet. Tempers will flare. You might see a personal foul in a game like this. Tempers just kind of flare a little bit. This is a long-time rivalry. Both these teams know each other very well. We call it the neighborhood rivalry because the prep kids, students, they live in the West Side district, and they know the West Side players, and the West Side players know the prep players.
Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11. Shotgun throw to Lasher on the right side. He'll get spun down around the 35-yard line. So another 3rd and long situation for the Junior J offense.
Well, his favorite receiver has been Wyatt Lasher, but I'm looking for Jacob Wergler to maybe step out. He had that big 40-yard pass for a touchdown last week against Bellevue West over the middle. I'm waiting for him to kind of break out, but I notice Caleb Benning has got his eyes on him all the time.
3rd and 6 now. 3 wide receivers, 2 to his left, 1 to his right. Caniglio drops back to pass, dumps it off to Walker across the middle. He's going to find a hole near the first down, and he's going to get a push from his offensive line, and that should be enough for a first down, and it is.
Helmet come off there.
And Christian Jones' helmet came off in the game. He'll have to probably go to the sidelines to sit one out. Yes, he'll come down to the sidelines. West Side's big linebacker, Christian Jones, number 8. So a first down again for the Junior Jays. They're starting to get some confidence.
Jonquil Osler comes in to replace Christian Jones for the play. Junior Jays with 2 first downs. As another hard count from Caniglio gets the middle of that Westside defensive line to jump, and that's another 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st and 5. So this Junior J offense finding any way they can to move the ball near midfield now.
Yeah, you can see just on this drive they're getting a little more confidence. Caniglio's hit some short passes that have gained some yards. Little by little, the Junior Jays are building some momentum here on this drive just before the end of the first quarter.
Tight package here from the Jays, 2 to the left, no to the right. A little bit of a broken play here from Caniglio, and he's just going to have to throw it away. As that one looked like it was supposed to be a handoff, but Caniglio was a bit confused and just had to abort the play. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, that's the kind of plays that you want back, where you think you got a ball carrier on the left side. It looked like he was going to hand it off there, and maybe a little bootleg over there to the left side, but nobody was there. And now it brings up 2nd and probably about 5 yards.
A lot of Warrior fans and some of the players wanted a flag for intentional grounding there, but he was out of the pocket, and the ball did cross the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 5, another whistle. I believe another timeout for the Junior Jays. So, it'll be a delay of game. As we will step aside, Westside leads 14-0. Junior Jays looking to get something done on offense. 2:32 left here in the first. Welcome you back here. 14-0. Warriors with the lead. 2 quick touchdowns and some strong defense have put them ahead by double digits. Junior Jays looking to move the ball near midfield for the first time. 2nd and 5 now. Dropping back to pass across the middle. An unbelievably big hit, and their flags are everywhere. As that was a hospital pass that was intended for Wyatt Lasher across the middle. Big hit. I believe that was Caleb Benning, but he's going to get called for a high hit, and that will move the chains once again.
There was a flag on the play, so it's going to go against the Warriors. A hit to the head, and that'll take the ball down to about the 31-yard line. Yeah, Caleb Benning's talking to the officials. He was just trying to make the play. The ball will now be at the 36. I think it was unintentional. It wasn't an intentional hit. He was just going for the ball to try to break it up.
And you've seen football leagues from high school up to the NFL just trying to limit those high hits and punishing players for it. And there's another instance of that there. 1st and 10 now from the Westside 36. Down the left side looking for Michael Burt. He's got it! And a flag. Michael Burt hauls it inside the 1. Flag is on the play. I'm going to guess it's for a defensive pass interference. A huge pickup there on 1st and 10. If it stands, it'll be a 35-yard pickup and 1st and goal.
Great pass by Caniglio down the sidelines, threw it up perfectly right at the flag, and Burt caught it, and he's a big target, made a great catch right down there on the sideline, and this Creighton Prep offense has come alive here just before the end of the first quarter.
Iowa commit Michael Burt with a 35-yard reception to put the Junior Jays on the Westside 1-yard line. This does look like a QB sneak, and it's stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. So,
yeah, good push up front by the Warrior defense. That defensive front just really pushed them back, and they're going to mark the ball just outside the 1-yard line, so probably a loss of a half a yard, but they're lucky that's all they got for a loss, because it looked like it might have gone up back to the 3-yard line.
I mean, the biggest part of this Westside defense so far has been their defensive line interior. It's a handoff now to Walker. He will go nowhere. Loss of about 3, and this Westside defense really controlling the run.
I'll tell you what, that was a huge play right there by the Warriors up front. That was a loss of 3 yards. Now puts it just between the 4 and the 5 now. They've gone back, and now a big 3rd down play.
So it went from 1st and goal from inside the 1-yard line to just inside the 5-yard line, and it being 3rd and goal. Caniglio under center once again. He's got Walker and Colin Corrigan in the backfield. Fake handoff, roll out to his right, across the middle. He's got Jackson Wergler, touchdown, Junior Jays.
For the 2nd week in a row, he goes to Wergler for a touchdown. Last week it was a 40-yard pass, this time a 4-yard TD pass, and the Junior Jays are back in this game. They drive 80 yards downfield. They mix it up with the run and the pass, but the big play, about a long pass down to the 1 to Michael Burt.
Charlie Mangan out there to try and add on the extra point. Alex Costello to hold it. Mangan, senior kicker, as he will boot this one right through the uprights, and that will cut the Westside lead in half. Junior Jays respond. It's 14-7 with just under a minute to go here in the first quarter here on the WTV Live Network.
We welcome you back to the WTV Live Network as the Junior Jays put 7 on the board, just cutting this Westside lead in half. Mike, we saw lots of kind of a confidence boost for this Junior J team. What do you got to say about that?
I mean, that's exactly what this team needed. That's kind of an injection of energy into this entire sideline and the birdcage. This just feels like a completely different game now as the Warriors march down the field, 14-0 lead, but then Junior Jays respond right back, and it's 14-7. But this drive here is going to be what sets the tone for probably at least the rest of the half and possibly the rest of the game. If the Junior J defense can go out there and get a stop and get their offense back out on the field with a chance to tie it, it would be an absolute game changer and would completely shift the momentum. This one booted out of bounds, just bounced, so that'll give the Warriors good fielding position once again. It's the 2nd week in a row that one of Mangan's kicks just tailed to the left and bounced out of bounds. So Warrior defense will get the ball from the Warrior offense will get the ball from the 35 to start things off.
Or they're going to re-kick it, it looks like.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
No one touched the ball, so they can re-kick it, and a 5-yard penalty. So they'll kick it from the 35 now.
Looks like we will have a re-kick instead.
58 seconds left to go here in the first. Warriors 14, Junior Jays 7. We'll see what the Warriors can do here with just about 58 seconds left here in the first.
I mean, that's ideal if you're prep. I mean, ball just sailed out of bounds, but you get a retry. I mean, you are kicking into the wind, it seems like, but if you have a miscue and you get a chance to redeem yourself, you might as well take advantage of it. So Mengen will tee this one back up. Re-kick now from the 35-yard line. So the second attempt now from Mengen will be booted, fielded about the 12-yard line by Benning. He'll bring it out in the middle of the field, and Benning down the sideline across the 50, all the way down the sideline. He will take it all the way back. Caleb Benning, 88 yards, a house call, and another touchdown for the Warriors.
Oh my goodness gracious, Caleb Benning, 58 seconds goes down to 46, and he's put 6 more on the board for the Warriors. What could you not ask for if you were a Warrior right now?
He is a triple threat, offense, defense, and special teams. He's already scored on a long pass for a touchdown, and now he adds a punt return for a TD. He's off to a great start in this game, and that's why the Omaha World Herald picked him as one of their Super 6 recruits out of the senior class last Sunday.
See Bowerly now lining up with the kick for the extra point, and that'll put one more on the board for the Warriors. And we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Warriors lead 21-7 over the Junior Jays. Welcome me back to the WTV Live Network. Warriors lead 21-7 as Caleb Benning took that one 88 yards back to the end zone. Put another 6 points on the board. We'll see Bowerly going back out to give this one back to the Junior Jays for the Junior Jays to put some more points on the board.
Well, guys, if you told me we were going to see 4 touchdowns in the first quarter, I would have been really surprised, and that is exactly what we have just seen. 3 by the Warriors on a run, a pass, and now on a kickoff return. So it's been an interesting ball game so far.
Remember, we made a joke earlier, Mike being able to make a Westside touchdown call, and he just did.
Will Bowerly back to kick things away once again. 12 seconds is all it took for Caleb Benning to bring it all the way back. We've once again got ourselves a 2-touchdown game as this one will float its way through the back of the end zone. Bowerly has been looking very strong thus far on kickoffs.
You know, talk about power and consistency. He's been consistent in that from up here. It looks like it's been about in the same spot. So very consistent kicker. That was kind of a line drive there, kind of not too much of an arc, but still lots of power on that kick. And he's definitely one of the best guys to fill Tristan Alvano's legacy.
Yeah, I know Tristan's probably watching the game down there in Lincoln, practicing with the Huskers. He opens next week against Minnesota, but we want to say hello to him down in Lincoln. I know he's probably watching this game.
So Tony Caniglio will head back out there. Junior Jays looking to add on to last drive as handoff from Walker gets about 2. As that interior run defense from the Warriors has just been absolutely exceptional thus far.
Yeah, keep an eye on number 87, Michael Burt. He is going to the University of Iowa. He's committed there. He caught the big pass for the Junior Jays down to the 1-yard line. He is one of the better players in this state. He's a big target at 6'5", 230 pounds. It's a guy you want to go to in a game like this.
Caniglio on 2nd and 8. Dump pass to Lasher on the right side, and he'll get hit pretty hard. Gets to about the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd and long.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this, the intensity. The hits are brutal. I mean, I'm surprised the ball hasn't popped out loose more, but the two teams are battling hard.
As that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Strong showing from the Warriors, and they hold a 21-7 lead. So we head to the second quarter here on the WTV Live Network.
Welcome back here to second quarter coverage. The Junior Jays will start off with the ball here. Mike.
Be 3rd and long from deep in their own territory for the Junior Jays once again. It seems like we've seen a lot so far, and looking to convert and try and keep this drive alive and keeping the ball out of the hands of Anthony Rizek and that potent Warrior offense. Junior Jays come out, 3 wide receiver package. Caniglio in the shotgun. He's got Walker to his left. The officials just getting us set for second quarter action. 3rd and 8 from their own 22 for the Junior J offense. Caniglio rolling to his left. He's going to throw it downfield looking for Wergler, and he will not come up with it. Good coverage downfield by Preston Okafor. Another 3 and out for the Warrior defense.
Good play by the Junior Jays. Everybody shifted to the left, and he threw back across his front and almost made the pass there at midfield. Just a good pass there by Caniglio. Now the Junior Jays will punt the ball with 11:53 left here before the half.
So Westside's defense holds strong once again. And it will once again be the junior punter, Matt Sledge. Now with some wind at his back, punting to the very dangerous return man, Caleb Benning. High snap. He will get it away. Good long punt. Fielded by Benning at about the 41. A flag is down around the 49-yard line of Westside. Brought out to about the 42 of Prep, but we'll check the marker.
That's usually a clipping call, blocking in the back. It's probably on Westside, so that should push the ball back past midfield to probably about the 45-yard line.
Well, we'll see what the Warriors can do here, up by 14 right now.
33 on the receiving team. First down.
Yeah, holding on the receiving team, so we'll see what the Warriors can do here. They will push them back a few yards there. The one out to the far right there with Rizak. He's going to pass off to Ross. Ross is going to cut. Going to go try to go up the middle there. He's going to gain some yards past the 50 to the 40. He'll be down there about the 40-yard line there. Massive running play there from Jamez Ross. We've seen Lots of Ross last night, or this evening, Ross. In the first quarter, he had a touchdown, and now he's just come back out here again and really showing that he's on top.
He made a huge move about the 50-yard line to just shake off a defender. He's got that quickness that's so hard to stop.
So Rizak will do here. He'll pass this one off there, and that one will go to about the 30 there. That was Brody Gok. And the Warriors will pick up a few more yards there.
This Westside offensive line has just pretty much had their way with the prep front linemen, and it's been very efficient for their run game, as that's what's dominated their offensive yards so far.
Rizak off to, actually that'll be a little confusing there, as that will go to the 20s. They'll keep pushing through, and they'll gain about 10.
The player to watch on that Westside offensive line is their big left tackle, Brock Regner, 6'5", 285, that left offensive tackle. He protects Rizak on that left side. Last year the Warriors averaged 399 yards per game on offense, and he's one of the big reasons why.
Second and 3, ball at the 21. Rizak pass off to Ross. Ross get caught up there. He'll do a bit of a spin move and will drop back down right where they started.
Junior Jay's got some good penetration right there up the middle, and Ross had nowhere to go. The Junior Jays had broke into the first line right there and really stopped Westside, and they didn't have anywhere to go. Good play by the Junior Jays on their defense. A week ago they played very well against Bellevue West. Really had that game close until the very end.
That'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Warriors as Rizak pass off to Ross. Ross will try to penetrate up there, and it's like, will he get the first down?
Just barely. Those yards are coming tough.
That was very close there, and they'll get the first down. And this prep defense, Mike, they're really kind of putting the pedal to the metal here in a way. They're just really trying to. They're really finding what this Westside team is doing and trying, putting a stop to that.
I mean, yeah, the interior, the nose guards have improved a little bit, but they're definitely going to need to step it up a lot more, as this Westside offense has really been ramping up the running game, and they will continue to do that if they see any signs of weakness.
Rizak off to Ross. Ross going to again go up the middle there and be brought down by 2 prep defenders as they'll gain a few more yards there. 2nd and 4 now on the 9.
Westside's going with that double tight end set. You got Christian Jones and Trevor Spady out there, 2 big guys, 6'4" and 6'5" out there. Those double tight end sets, and that's hard to stop that blockers.
Nevertheless, it's 2nd and 4 on the 9. Got a bit of a trip up there as Ross will not gain anything there. That'll bring up 3rd down.
That's a great play there from middle linebacker Michael Saul. He just got around the Westside offensive line, and he wrapped his arms around the legs of Ross and prevented him from going anywhere, as the original hit from Saul didn't knock Ross down, but once Ross tried to kick away, he just couldn't, and Saul brings him down for a tackle for loss.
It'll be 3rd and 5 now as the Warriors will lose 1 yard. Rizak will keep the ball, fake pass off to Ross, and that will be thrown out into the sideline there. So he cannot find somebody to pass to. A bit of pressure on Anthony Rizak there. And we'll see what they decide to do here.
Great coverage from the prep secondary downfield. They've seen that their D-line has been struggling a little bit, so they really stepped up there. Good hold there to try and keep the Warriors to a field goal.
Well, Bowery will come out now as he will be kicking the field goal here. Ball is on the 10, about a 20-yard punt there, and that one will go right through the uprights. And
good 26-yard field goal by Will Bowerly. He gets his first kick of the year for a field goal, and he puts it right between the uprights, and the Warriors now lead 24-7.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Westside leads Creighton Prep 24-7 with 8 minutes and 3 seconds left. Welcome you back to the WTV Live Network as Bowerly put a few more points there on the board for the Warriors. And we got a score update from across the Metro. Omaha North leads Bellevue West in the second quarter 13-7. What a turn of events there.
Well, that's not surprising. Omaha North, very good offensive team. Tyson Terry, their big guy in the middle, very good. They got a good quarterback. I'm not surprised by that score. Omaha North is in the top 5 in the rankings, so Bellevue West has got a tussle tonight down there in Bellevue.
Well, nevertheless, the Warriors will send this one back off down to the Junior Jays. Just 8 minutes and 3 seconds remaining here. The second quarter, some time for the Junior Jays to get something to happen before halftime. You know, this Junior Jays team, Mike, we've seen they're just kind of building their confidence back up, and they're really just kind of finding their game here.
I mean, yeah, after that touchdown, it's been all Warriors, but once again, still a lot of time left, as we've been saying. 8 minutes left in the second. It's a lot of game to work with as Bowerly comes back on to try and continue his dominance so far. It's been very strong kicking from him. He boots this one away with just over 8 left to go here in the second. McClay will field it from about the 3, and he'll bring it out as he'll get out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line, and that's where the Junior J offense will set up shop. It's been 3 3-and-outs and 1 80-yard touchdown drive. The Junior Jays looking to continue, try and get something to get them back in this game.
Another score update here real quick. Millard South leads Millard West 7-6. Millard Street rivalry.
Millard South threatening to score once again. As a throw from Ganiglio is tipped and picked off, and that's Caleb Benning. First play on this drive is batted at the line of scrimmage, popped up in the air, and Caleb Benning comes down with it. What can't this man do?
He is Mr. Everywhere. He has already in this game caught a long pass for a touchdown. He's returned a kick for a touchdown off a kickoff, and now he's intercepted a pass. He is just does it both ways on offense, defense, and special teams, and he may get some more offers from some colleges after this game.
What a play there, tipped off the fingers and right into Benning's hands for an interception. See, 2 out wide as Benning will pass off, as Rezac will pass off to Ross for a small gain there.
And yeah, if you're Caniglio, there's just nothing you can do there. It's a big paw from a defensive lineman, just stuck right up in front of that pass and popped the ball right in the air. Just an unfortunate turn, especially after that touchdown back late in the first.
Flag will be called there, and
it's probably a holding call right up there in the middle, right where Westside was pushing it up the front. And it will be against the Warriors.
And yeah, a lot of times if there's a big play, a lot of times it's done illegally, and it was there. And it's just a run up the middle, and maybe a lineman grabbed a little bit too much jersey. We'll bring him back and kind of start this drive over.
And that drives assistant coaches crazy. When they see that, they're moving the ball, and they get a holding call that they didn't need.
Nevertheless, 3 out wide and 2 on the right, 1 on the left. And Rizak will take a look. The throw will be kind of under pressure there. Small little pass off there as he'll get that one there. That's Jamez Ross will gain a few yards and a bit of a spoiled play there as Rizak will be put under pressure. Have to do a little short pass over to Ross, and he'll escape from that one pretty easily.
Yeah, Rizak just improvised. That play had broken down, tried to scramble up the front, almost got tackled back there for a loss, and then just able to dump it off to Ross, who was wide open to gain the big play for the first down.
Rizak off to Jamez Ross. Rizak will try to take that one up the middle there. Try to have a fake play there as Rizak will try to just push right up through the middle as he'll pick up a few yards there. Be 2nd and 6 on the 15 for the Warriors, with just 6 minutes left to go. See sophomore Eli Johnson out wide there. Off to the left side there. Johnson making his debut on the varsity team. Rizak off to Ross. Ross going to punch up the middle as Rizak can take that one for himself, and he'll get there in the end zone. Touchdown, Westside.
And that's what makes Anthony Rizak so dangerous as a dual threat quarterback. He can throw the ball. If he doesn't see anybody open, he can just tuck it in and run the ball, and that's what he has done so well over the past 2 years, and that's why he has won 20 games as a starter and only lost 2 games to North Platte and to Gretna in the past 2 years.
See Bowerly there with the PAT. That one's right through the uprights. In there for the extra point. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network as Westside leads 31-7 over the Junior Jays. Welcome you back to Phelps Field, where the Warriors lead 31-7 over their rivals, the Junior Jays, with just 5 minutes and 36 seconds left to play. Got lots of power from this Warrior offense and defense. We'll see what they can continue to do here, but the Junior Jays, Mike, we saw them earlier. They were able to get that 1 touchdown. We've seen them in previous games. They last year against Westside and last week in week 0 against Bellevue West. They've been able to come back from being down like this, so be interesting to see what they can do here.
Yeah, thing about prep teams in the past and this year is they always have a lot of fight and they never give up till the last second of the game, as this one will float once again into the end zone.
Yeah, just to remind our viewers, a year ago, going into the 4th quarter, it was 24-0. It looked like Westside had the game in hand, and Anthony Rizak fumbled the ball, I remember, and then the Junior Jays scored again, kicked a field goal, and then, Mike, I think they had a chance to win it at the end, didn't they?
They did. It was inside the 20, but 4th down came up just short. The Warriors held on to win 24-17. You see there the birdcage with a strong showing. The first play is handed off to Jacob Ruby up the middle. He'll get about 4.
Junior Jays just kind of did one big play to ignite this. And I think I'd go to the big guy, Burt, like they did last time on their 80-yard touchdown drive. They just need one play to just kind of turn it around. to give him a lift.
Three receivers to the left, including Burt lined up as a tight end. As another hard count from Caniglio. This time it seems as if the Junior J offensive line was fooled. That'll back him up another 5.
That is such a killer. Now, instead of second down at about 6 to go, now it's going to be second down and 11. That just, the coaches, that just drives them crazy, penalties like that. Just mental errors.
So 2nd and 11 now. High snap. It's a handoff to Ruby. And these runs up the middle have just gone nowhere for the Junior Jays. So another example of it there in another 3rd and long. Wurgler out to the right, Lasher and Schaefer to the left. Ruby in the backfield, Caniglio in shotgun. Drops back to pass, he's pressured immediately, he's going to escape up the middle to the left side. He's going to be hit hard from both sides. He'll pick up around 6, and it'll be short of the first down, and it will bring out the punt unit once again.
That was just a design play, quarterback scramble up the middle. They opened up a big hole, but there was so much yardage to gain. The Junior Jays couldn't do it. And now you know who's going to field this punt back on about the 40-yard line. So far, our player of the game, Caleb Benning, the most dangerous player on the field tonight.
I mean, what has it been? It's been 88-yard kickoff, return touchdown, an interception. As the kick now from Sledge just got it off.
Benning will pick that one up there around the 20-yard line. He will take this one to the 30, the 40, come up and meet some Junior Jays as he'll stay standing. And he'll push all the way to the 50. Looks like there's a flag down at the 50. But he'll stay standing.
Okay, I thought that play was over, fellas, at the 40-yard line. And then all of a sudden he didn't go down, and he went an extra 10 yards on that play. But it looks like it's going to go against Westside. Probably an illegal block in the back, a hold.
During turn, holding 33 on the receiving team. First down.
Okay, so the hold was on number 33 for Westside, and that pushes it all the way back to the 41-yard line. But Caleb Benning still gives us some thrills every time he touches the ball right there on those punt returns. He's fielded every one.
Just slipped right through those Junior J defenders. I gotta agree with you, Ross. I thought he was going down, but he just stayed standing.
Well, now it looks like we got either a water break or a timeout on the field. Both teams have gone to the sideline.
We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Clock at 2:54 for the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break here. Welcome you back to the WTV Live Network. See the bird cage on your screen. Now, Warriors will take that one up the middle. Bit of a fight there. Will come tumbling down.
It'll be interesting to see what the Warriors do here. under 3 minutes to play, running clock right now. Will they try to, go for the no huddle offense here and try to get it downfield before the time runs out at the half? Very quick snap by the Warriors right here.
Well, we'll see 2 out wide here as Rizak fake pass off to Ross. Long pass there from Rizak off to number 10. That's in there for the catch, and he'll be in there for the touchdown. That's Keenan Cotton, number 10. Touchdown, Westside.
Keenan Cotton did a great job on that play. Had to come back for the ball, caught it, broke away from the defender about the 20-yard line, and then dashed into the end zone for a big play. About 50 yards on that one for Westside. And I thought they were going to go through the 2-minute drill, but they went for the long play, and now they'll try to add the extra point.
See Bowerly lining up here to get the extra point. That will be right to the middle, and the kick is good. And we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Warriors 38, Junior Jays 7. Welcome back to the WTV Live Network, where the Warriors lead 38-7. If you saw the Westside Wired Instagram, we had a score prediction page. We had 27-14. That one's out of the books now, but 41-34 in favor of Westside. That's still a possibility. 35-7. Well, we're past 35 now, but the one that caught my eye was 973 to 972. That's from Jack Hawkins. I'd like to thank him for his submission, but that's a possibility here.
It's still possible.
Yeah.
He's got 2 quarters of play. Ballery's going to send that one off, and just short.
As McClay will bring this one out from the 5, cuts back. There's a flag down. Good return here from McClay down to about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that flag is back on the 19-yard line. Excuse me, the 24-yard line. They'll pick it up right now and probably push that back to inside the 20.
Just under 2 minutes of play left in the second quarter, the first half.
Now, last week against Bellevue West, Creighton Prep had a really nice 2-minute drill right before halftime. They threw a couple long passes to Lasher and also to Wergler for a touchdown, and it they ran the ball in right before the half to make it 13-7 against Bellevue West.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 12, as a lot of movement on the line. We're going to get encroachment on the west side D-line. So it'll give the Junior Jays 5 more yards to work with. They're already backed up to their 12, now their 17-yard line. So 1st and 5 to start things off, 1:59, and the whole length of the field to go with only 1 timeout for Prep. Fake handoff and a rollout from Caniglio. He will find Lasher for the first down. The ball comes out, and that will be recovered by the Warrior defense.
And so guess who came up with the ball?
Was it Caleb Benning?
Caleb Benning again. Oh, man, what a night he's having. Gives the Warriors a chance with 1:58 to go at the half. to put up some more points on the board here from the 36-yard line. Prep was just trying to get that extra yard, and the ball popped loose, and Caleb Benning was there to scoop it up. Here come the Warriors trying to score again.
Let's see what the Warriors can do here. We'll see Rezac, Ross, and see two go out to the left. That's Eli Johnson and Grant Butler. Rezac, little pass over there to Ross. Ross gonna skip up the middle there. He'll be brought down just a little short, just a little shy of the 20.
Yeah, Ross has really been a workhorse here in this first half. He's probably got up to 15 or more carries so far in this game. He has just really done a lot for the Warrior offense, running the ball, and the clock is running under a minute 30 now.
Between Ross and Benning, they've been really leading this Warrior team. Rezac going to take this one for himself. He's going to get all the way to the 10, 5. He'll be caught up just shy of the end zone. And that's the power there from Anthony Rezac. He's really a strong runner when he has to sneak and rush out of there. And we saw him earlier get a touchdown with that, and just a few inches shy of another touchdown.
Seems like the Turf Monster got another victim there. Is a big cut there from Rezac trying to evade the would-be tackler, but puts him inside the 1 yard line.
Nevertheless, the Warriors will be just first in inches, and Ross will just get right through and touchdown Westside. Westside will put 6 more points on the board with just 58 seconds remaining in the first half. They get 44-7.
Warriors did that in about 3 plays, and now Bowerly will add the extra point here.
The kick will be good.
58 seconds left in the second quarter.
We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network, where the Warriors lead 41-7 over the Junior Jays. Welcome back to the WTV Live Network after our short break, where Ross was quick into the end zone. It's about three plays there and into the end zone for the Warriors. This Warrior team is just really, they got on top, and they really just stayed on top. As you Bowerly send this one back off to the Junior Jays. We'll see the kick there from Bowerly. That one caught at the 5 yard line.
Fielded by McClay. Spin move, trying to get out to about the 20 yard line. So the Junior Jays will head back out there once again, down by 38. With 50 seconds left in the half. See if they try and take any shots deep. The Warriors do get the ball back for the second half.
It's hard to believe at 5:53 left in the first quarter, this was a 14-7 game between these two teams. And Westside has just exploded here in the second quarter with 4 touchdowns to go up 45-7.
Handoff, believe that to be Colin Corrigan up the middle.
Yeah, the Junior Jays just run the clock out, try to head back to the locker room, regroup, get some liquids in them. It just is on this humid night here at Phelps Field. So many people here lined around the field, standing room only, around the railings, in the end zone, up here. Just a great atmosphere for high school football.
Junior Jays will have to run one more play. It's a handoff to Walker up the middle as he'll break out to the right side. Nice little gain, but that will end the first half, completely dominated by the Warriors.
Oh, what a first half. This Warrior team, really explosive offense. We saw that Junior Jays put one touchdown on the board, which really showed how this prep team can try to come back if they just keep their heads down, just keep fighting. We saw them do it against Bellevue West. We saw them do it against Westside in the fourth quarter last year. We could see it again this year, so you never know what's going to happen, what coach will say in the locker room to this team. But Ross, do you have anything?
Yeah, just to kind of recap this first half, the Warriors jumped out to a 7-0 lead on a 5-yard TD by Jamez Ross. But then Creighton Prep came back, however, it was 14-0. Westside had thrown a pass from Rezak to Benny to make it 14-0. Then Caniglio tossed a long pass to Burt down to the 1, and then he passed to Wergler for a 4-yard touchdown pass to make it 14-7. But then probably the play of the game, an 88-yard kickoff return by Caleb Benny to make it 21-7 after one quarter play. Will Bowerly kicked a 24-yard field goal to make it 24-7 Westside. Then Rezak scored on a 10-yard quarterback keeper. Then Rezak threw a touchdown pass to Keenan Cotton to make it 31-7. Then a 50-yard pass to Keenan Cotton to make it 38-7. Then Ross added a 2-yard touchdown run to make it 45-7. So that's the way we stand right now at halftime.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. We will keep our cameras on as the Westside dance team and marching band will do their halftime performances.
Please welcome to the field your nationally ranked Westside Varsity dance team. The team is preparing to compete at the National Dance Team Championship in February of 2024. Competition show, the News of the Day. These students have worked incredibly hard in the past month to prepare this show. We ask that you be respectful of their performance by listening.
We'll be going to a Bellevue East game soon. Megan will watch.
Be inspired by Michael DeLay. Our soloists for this event are Hayden Johnson, Corey Trevor, Ian Sessler, Lizzie Swanson, Michael Fries, and Natalie Snyder. Also High School is proud to present an exhibition donated to Mason Hendrickson, Creighton, Lee Templeton, and Will Templeton, and Ken Twin, and the 2023 Westside High School Premier Marching Band.
Welcome you back to the WTV Live Network, where the Warriors lead 45-7 over their rivals, the Junior Jays.
There's 1 minute remaining.
This Westside offense, Ross, has really been explosive for that first half and really unstoppable for this Junior J team.
Yeah, the big story offensively has been just every time they've had the ball, they've scored. They have yet to punt in the game. Westside got a big start with Jamez Ross, 5-yard touchdown. Then Anthony Rizak pays to Caleb Benning, make it 14-0. Then the big play of the game, an 88-yard kickoff return by Caleb Benning to make it 21-7. Will Bowerly added a field goal to make it 24-7. Then Anthony Rizak on a 10-yard keeper. Then Rizak to Keenan Cotton, 50-yard pass. And then Ross added a 2-yard run. Now they lead 45-7, and they get the ball to start the second half.
I mean, just complete domination end-to-end in the first half from the Warriors. Even when Creighton Prep was threatening after, they made it a 14-7 game halfway through the first, as you said. And ever since then, it's just been all Warriors. It's 45 points in the first half of the season.
Junior Jays will boot this one off to start the second half. That will be back there at the 10. Will be picked up at the 10. And they'll take that just about to the 30 there. A little bit past.
The crowd has dwindled somewhat, but we were trying to figure out the attendance tonight. Probably about 6,500 fans, standing room only. In the south end zone, you have the middle school students, and then a lot of the Creighton Prep students are standing along the railing on the north end of the field. A lot of people have stayed to watch the second half here of this matchup between the Junior Jays and the Warriors.
And add about 603 more on the online broadcast here. Rizak going to hand off to Ross. Ross going to try to punch through the middle there. He'll be unsuccessful. Will go out to the right side and will gain about a little bit more yards there, as he's going to be about shy of the 50.
Jamez Ross has really impressed me tonight. He has a bolt of speed and breakaway speed that has really given the Junior Jays problems tonight. He has been a tough runner.
Yeah, he's really shown his Junior J teams lots of problems. Rizak going to hand off to Ross. Once again, Ross just going to punch right up through the middle, get to the 40. But a 10-yard gain for the Warriors. And the ball will be on the 49.
I mean, it's just second nature at this point for the Warriors. This offensive line has been absolutely incredible all night long, and that running game looks absolutely dangerous.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 41. It's a 2 out wide. Rizak going to pass that one off. And he'll be caught there in a pile of Junior J defenders. Looks like they're giving Ross just a little bit of a break here, as he's been really kind of coming in clutch for this Warrior offense, you could say.
Birdcage trying their best to stay in it. Numbers have dwindled a little bit, but still a good amount of students here. Start of the second half, as they've been trying to keep the noise up as much as they can.
See, 2 out wide, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and Rizak will look to try to do something there, and there will be a flag called. Looks to be false start will be on the Warriors. We'll push them back just a few more yards. Not what they're wanting to not what they're wanting to have right now, but still being up 45-7.
Let's see if the Junior J defense, after that penalty, can stop him here. This is the opportunity they're looking for here in the second half to maybe stop the Warriors for the first time in this game.
Yeah, this could be a point where the Junior Jays could try to get that ball rolling. Rizak going to hand that one off to Gok. Gok Going to go up the right side there. He'll be stopped there just shy of the 45. Check that, 35. Looks like the Warriors are giving Ross just a bit of a break, and Gok is truly showing no mercy as well.
Definitely still a lot of chippiness going on between these two teams. A lot of pushing and shoving after play has been blown dead. But what to expect from this rivalry?
Nevertheless, you see Gok take that one up the left side, and he'll be stopped short there of the 35.
And that'll bring up 4th down here. Let's see if the Junior Jays can stop the Warriors. It's 4th down and about 5 to go.
Gok coming back to the sideline as Ross will come back out. Warriors trying to make something happen here. Just got to get 5 yards so they can get the first down. Ball's on the 36, 4th and 5.
Junior Jays looking for their first defensive stop of the night.
2 out on the right side. Rizak going to take it for himself, going to cut up the middle, and Hoop trying to empty turf ahead, and the Junior Jays will catch up there at the 10. He'll be brought down at the 10 with a hard hit. For a moment there, it was just empty turf as Rizak just took that for himself and got the 1st and goal now.
A great 26-yard run by Anthony Rizak. Runs it up the middle, then breaks to the near side of the field and almost broke away for a touchdown, but Creighton Prep was there to stop him down about the 9-yard line.
I mean, how do you guard that? I mean, it's a designed quarterback run right up the middle that goes for 26 yards. Absolutely stellar stuff from Rizak.
Rizak going to hand it off to Ross. Ross will get to the 5 and will be pushed out of bounds for getting about 5.
Boys, we have got a running clock. This game is going to end very quickly. There is now just 7.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. We've got the running clock going because Westside has more than a 35-point lead in this game.
Nevertheless, ball's down on the 5, 2nd and goal for the Warriors. Looks like there'll be another flag thrown out there.
It'll be offsides on Creighton Prep.
Encroachment on the defense. 2nd down.
And that'll take it down to about the 3-yard line. 2nd down for the Warriors.
Move up just 2 yards now. Ball's now on the 3rd. 2nd and goal still. Rizak going to pass off to Ross. Ross cut right through the middle and touchdown Westside. Westside will throw 6 more points on the board. They get 51-7. Student section still out in force, the red shield. So you Bowerly kick the PAT once again. And that will be missed there. It'll be picked back up by the Warriors. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, just a botched snap there. Good job by Henry Bartholomew to chase after the play and bring down Bowerly.
Yeah, you don't see that very often from the Westside special teams. They were more or less flawless a year ago, but this is the opening game of the season, and you're going to have some hiccups, and that's what happened right there.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Warriors lead 51-7 over the Junior Jays. We welcome you back to Phillips Field, where the Warriors lead 51-7. And a bit of a botched snap for the PAT will be no good. Nevertheless, the Warriors will send it back down.
Zach McClay fields it around the 10-yard line, bringing it out across the 20 to the 23. The Junior J offense will head back out with a running clock. 6:20 to go. As they look to get something. At this point, you're probably looking to just find something that works and find any sort of positive to build on for next week. But Caniglio still out there. He's got Jacob Ruby in the backfield. Hands it off to him, a run up the middle. He'll get tripped up.
I'll tell you what, if he had just broken that last defender, there was plenty of room up the middle. There was nobody in the secondary on the inside that could have stopped him.
Quick score update from Omaha North, Bellevue West. Omaha North leading 19-7 over the Thunderbirds.
So 2nd and 5 now from the 34-yard line. Caniglio under center. Another handoff to Ruby. It'll be swallowed up, and it'll be loss of about a yard. Red Shield of Westside still staying in it. Say 3rd and 5. We're going to say no gain from Jacob Ruby.
These are the kind of plays that Prep has to make just to keep this drive alive. 3rd down and 5.
Caniglio in the shotgun sends Ruby in motion. Escapes the pocket, trying to run, and he'll get tripped up short of the line to gain. And that will once again bring out the punt unit for Creighton Prep.
And I'll be interested to see if Benning is still out there. Yes, he is. He's going to field another punt here with a 51-7 lead and 4 minutes to go. He's already run back a kickoff 88 yards, and he's already had 3 punt returns for good yardage.
Low snap to Sledge. He'll get it away. Another good punt. Fielded by Benning at about the 25. He'll take it up the middle. And he'll be swarmed by defenders and brought down around the 35-yard line as 3:30 remains here in the 4th quarter. And the Warriors will get the ball back.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. We'll be back here momentarily. Welcome you back after the media timeout. We're 2:54 left on the clock as Westside will have the ball. Rizak off to Ross, and the officials will stop play here
Dead ball.
It'll be a dead ball, a false start.
Yeah, offense. First down.
False start will be on the Warriors. It's getting a little too excited there.
That's just one of the things you got to clean up in those first game jitters. A lot of guys just ready to jump off the ball. Just a minute thing right now, but could cost you down the line.
Nevertheless, Rizak off to Ross. No gain, just a few yards there. Ball will be on the 31 now, or that 35. 2nd and 11 for the Warriors.
2nd and 11.
Now there's 2nd and 11 on the 35. Ross. We stopped there and pushed back a little bit. And
yeah, Westside just running between the tackles here. Just kind of running the clock. We're down to 1:35 now left in the third quarter. This is going really quick because of the running clock. If a team has a 35 or point lead in the second half, the clock just continues to run regardless if the ball goes out of bounds or incomplete.
It looks to be Quentin Warren out there at quarterback for the Warriors.
Quentin Warren, just a sophomore. Warren will look to throw. Get that one off. It'll be at the 50. That's number 2. That's Kevon Sean. Sean making his debut, or senior debut. As Warren's making his sophomore debut.
Good little route there from Sean. Just a little out route to the sideline. Picks up just enough for the first down and keeps the drive going.
Got 2 out to the left. As Warren will get the snap, he'll hand that one off. He'll be stopped there at the 50 and will be brought down. With just 25 seconds left with the running clock.
Yeah, Quentin Warren, only a sophomore, 6'2", 210 pounds, comes in here in the third quarter to take over for Anthony Rizak, who is done for the night. So this is the future of the Warriors on the football field at quarterback as the clock winds down here for the end of the third quarter.
And we're going to see a quick timeout here called by the Warriors. So we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. We'll be back here shortly. We welcome you back to the WTV Live Network, where the Warriors lead 51-7. Been absolutely crushing the Junior Jays throughout this entire game.
Fellas, I got to tell you a quick story. I got a phone call from one of my classmates from the class of 1974. He said, "Ross, are you going to mention on the broadcast tonight about the 50th anniversary of Westside's big win over Prep in 1973. And he reminded me of what happened in that game. It was the Metro Championship game. And I'll let this play go and finish the story.
Warren, quick pass off to his left. Can he pick up some yards there? That's number 15. He stopped there just by the 35.
Okay, it's 1973. They have two divisions, no state playoffs back then. And Creighton Prep won one division, Westside won the other. So they meet at Burke Stadium for the Metro Championship. Remember, there are no state playoffs. And I'll continue it after this play.
Two out to the right as first and 10 from the 38. Warren, quick little pass off to running back there. That's number 28. That's Ashton Metromeyer.
Okay, so they play the game at Burke Stadium. Creighton Prep is the #1 team in the state. And Westside is not even ranked in the top 10. They lost their first two games of the year and then won 8 straight to get in the championship. Westside jumps out to a 21-0 lead in the first half. And I'll finish the story.
2nd and 6 as we'll push up the middle there, and we'll get a few more yards off there.
So Westside has his 21-0 lead. Creighton Prep comes back, scores 3 touchdowns, the final one in the last minute. And it's 21-20. Creighton Prep goes for the 2-point conversion because they don't have overtime back then in 1973. Westside stops them on the 2-point conversion. They win the game 21-20, the Metro Championship. And Bellevue West.
Warren off to Matrayer. Matrayer going to be stopped right there. Going to gain about 2 to 3 yards there.
Back then it was just Bellevue High School. There was no East or West. Bellevue High School wins the state championship in the World Herald poll. Otherwise, it would have been Creighton Prep if they had gotten that 2-point conversion for the game. But one of my classmates, Steve Davis, who was a linebacker on that team, wanted to remind me of that story because this is the 50th anniversary of that win over Creighton Prep. One of the great games in this rivalry. There are so many.
What a story you have there, Ross. There's lots of great stories you have from your Westside days, and that's Matrayer once again. He's going to keep pushing up through this Junior J defense.
Well, one of the great stories in the rivalry was head coach Tom Jaworski. And one of his best friends was the defensive coordinator for Westside, Tom Hall, who was also the head basketball coach. On Sundays after church, they would meet at Coach Jaworski's or Coach Hall's house for burgers on Sunday after church.
1st and 10 as Warren will hand off to Matrayer once again. So push through and get caught up in some Junior J's. A struggle there as they'll try to push him back.
But believe me, there have been games like this in the rivalry. There was a game here that was about, I want to say it was 48-0. Creighton Prep beat Westside about 10 years ago. So it's gone the other way. Right now it's going Westside's way right now. This is one of their better teams. They're on a great run here the last 5 years. They've been in this 4 consecutive state championships, and this is one of their best teams so far.
And off to Matrayer once again. We'll push through and looks like touchdown Westside. Warriors will add 6 more points as Ashton Matrayer, the senior, will put 6 more on for the Warriors. Just 8 minutes remaining left here in the 4th quarter, and Westside still dominating. And there's sophomore Monty Costello with the kick. And that one will have a botched kick there as that one will go down. Warriors still lead 57-7.
And that touchdown right there sent a lot of people to the exits. Not only on Creighton Prep side, but also on Westside side.
Well, I don't think we'll have any trouble getting out of here tonight.
Oh, Mike, you were at Westside or at Creighton Prep all week. What was the mood? What did people think?
It was a mix of confidence and kind of confidence and question, because we weren't sure like what this team looked like. This is still a very good. Don't let the score fool you. This is still a very good football team in Creighton Prep. They just ran into a buzzsaw that is Westside. I mean, this has just been an absolute incredible showing.
Yeah, I really thought after the game last week against Bellevue West, Creighton Prep defense would play really well tonight. And I don't know, does that mean that Bellevue West offense isn't that good because they have 3 Division I recruits or what? But I really thought Prep's defense was going to come in and give Westside a tough time, but after that first quarter, that has not been the case.
Let's take a look at some of our Westside Wired score predictions. Again, if you do not get one, we'll be posting them as games go on throughout the season. You can drop your score predictions on Westside Wired's Instagrams. Now 57-16 is our closest prediction so far. Prep still down by about 9 to 10 there. Points to make that score prediction accurate, but still the closest score prediction we got so far.
As Ross was talking about, Bellevue West maybe a bit up in the air with that offense. They still trail Omaha North 19-7. They host the Vikings in the third quarter down there in Bellevue. The Westside now up to a 50-point lead. Looks like it'll be Everest Sherlizin to kick this one away.
Yeah, Everett's just a sophomore on this team, but also a soccer player for the Westside soccer team. And we'll see what he can do here. There's the boot.
Good kick there. Fielded at around the 10-yard line. And won't get much as he falls near the 23-yard line. Interesting to see who will come out to man the Prep offense this drive, if it'll still be Caniglio, if one of the backups will get a couple reps in.
I'll tell you what, for the reserves on this team, and the parents love it. They get to see their kid who may not play all season long, but in a game like this, you get to see some freshmen and sophomore guys that may never play all season get an opportunity to show what they can do.
This is sophomore Elijah Cannon, and he'll take it down the left side. It's a quarterback option as he takes it for about 7 yards to the left side.
Something I'd like to talk about real quick is how special teams coach Garrett Moravec, he's got a kind of a young crop of kickers and placeholders and all on his team, and he's really working with them hard to get them to fill that legacy spot, and he's doing a really great job. We saw Everest out there just a moment ago. He's just a sophomore.
Cannon rolling out to the right, chased by a Warrior defender, thrown the left side. That'll be Eddie Schaefer with the reception, and it'll be a Creighton Prep first down. So a well drawn up pass play works to succession. Pickup of around 9. 1st and 10. Cannon in the shotgun. Once again, rolls out to his left. Now he's going to take it and run, and he will slide down at about the 45-yard line.
This is going to be an interesting season for the Warriors. Only 2 schools have ever made it to the state championship game 5 years in a row. One is Creighton Prep in the late 80s. They won 5 state titles in a row. And now Westside has a chance to equal that because they've been there 4 years in a row. And after tonight, they are the number one team, and they look like they'll remain number one and probably the top candidate to make it down to Memorial Stadium for the 5th year in a row. And they would only become the second team besides Creighton Prep to do that. So the Warriors on a big run here, 4 years in a row to the Class A state championship game. They've split it. They got beat by Bellevue West the first time, then won here against Elkhorn South, then lost to Gretna in the final seconds, and then beat Gretna in the final seconds on a 45-yard field goal by Tristan Alvano. So
Cannon's handoff to Yahir Lopez, the sophomore. Goes for about 5 across midfield for another first down.
You know, Paul Lamanji came in here a year ago, replaced the longtime head coach Brett Freund, and he won a state championship in his first year at Westside. But 4 years ago, he had won a state championship at Burke, and he's continuing this dynasty that Westside has built over the last 5, 6, 7 years.
High snap to Cannon across the middle. That's Caden Basilovic. Down to about the 40, near first down yardage.
We're under the 4-minute mark now. Clock still running. Prep trying to get one more touchdown on the board here before it ends.
Cannon in the shotgun. Rolling out to his right. Looking downfield. He's got a man. That's Matt Sledge in there at tight end. He also does the punting for this Creighton Prep team. His reception goes for another first down.
Is he related to the Sledge family that's down in Lincoln?
I believe that Matt is Sam's cousin.
Oh, okay. Well, football runs in the family. Dad played at Nebraska. Son's playing at Nebraska.
Made the depth chart as a freshman.
Hey, that's all you got to do. Get some playing time.
3 minutes to go here in this one. Fake handoff to Cannon. He's looking deep, and he's looking to the end zone, and just out of the reach of Eddie Schaefer.
Boy, Schaefer had that in the end zone. Good pass, across the middle, almost a TD. That'll bring up second down.
Schaefer just couldn't bring it in. It's a great throw there from Cannon, just off the mark. Make it 2nd and 10 as the clock continues to run. Down to 2:20 left in regulation. Throw over to the left side, and no one there, and it'll quickly be 3rd and long.
Yeah, even though that's an incomplete pass, the clock is still running. We're at the 2-minute mark. Maybe a chance for just maybe 2 or 3 more plays here.
Last I checked, we had like 600 views on our live stream. Not bad.
3rd and 10. Pitch handoff to Tay Jenkins over to the left side. He's not going to get a lot. Out to about the 27-yard line. It looks like there's a Warrior down. So that'll give us a little stoppage of play, as it'll be 4th and 5.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. We'll be back here shortly after this short break. welcome you back to the WTV Live Network, where it's a 50-point lead over the Junior Jays.
Elijah Cannon out there for a 4th and 5 attempt, as that throw is going to be into the ground and incomplete. And that will turn things over to the Warriors, who will most likely just run things out, nearing a minute left here in regulation, capping off just an incredible performance tonight.
Yeah, it surprised me. I knew it might be a big win, but I didn't expect it to be this big. Westside did it all tonight on special teams with the kickoff return. They got a field goal. They really just looked good in all facets of the game, on offense, defense, running the ball, passing the ball. Had some big plays on offense. Exceeded my expectations for this team. I knew they were going to be good, but I didn't realize it was going to be this strong of a performance tonight against their longtime rival Creighton Prep. And Westside will just be in their victory formation. They'll just take a knee and try to run this clock out, and that'll be the final score of this game. Westside 57 and Creighton Prep 7. The Warriors pick up their season opening win over their longtime rival Creighton Prep.
Just what a performance from the Warriors. It's a 50-point win on week 1 against their biggest rivals in front of a sold-out crowd here at Phelps Field.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere for high school football. It's been quite a week here in Omaha with the temperatures. If you're watching us on YouTube from around the country, this has been an unbelievable week of high temperatures, over 100 degrees, 4 days in a row. The humidity was so strong, and I mean, it would just hit you when you walked out the door from air conditioning. And Westside and Creighton Prep had to practice early in the morning, 5 and 6 a.m. to just go out on the practice field, and then to play tonight. They even, before the game, Westside went into the locker room 10 minutes earlier than they normally do, just to cool down on the game. And so it's been an extraordinary week with the temperatures, and Westside has come out on top in this game. I wondered if the Creighton Prep players might have just been a little tired after last week.
Yeah, it seemed like they kind of came out a little flat-footed, not nearly as sharp as you would have wanted them to be. But Westside just capitalized on any prep mistakes, especially early in the game, and that just ended up being the difference as Westside just ran away with this one. After Prep, they scored in the first to make it a one-possession game, and just everything after that is history. Westside just an absolute demolition of their most hated rival.
They respect him very much, and it's been a great rivalry through the years. It started back in 1958. There you see head coach Paul Lamanji with the Westside football team gathers them all together at the end of the game just to go over the team. Last year, their motto was unfinished business because they had lost to Gretna in the final seconds on a goal line stand, and they were determined last year. That was their motto, to win it. They did on a last-second field goal by Tristan Alvano. There you see Tim Yonk over there with his football team, Creighton Prep, and Mike, what do you think he's going to say to him?
Honestly, you got to think that this is a team that's going to have a lot of... It's hard to say. I would say that he's going to be telling his guys to try and build off of this. Like, if there's any sort of, anger that these guys have because of a loss like this, I mean, he's going to try and harness that as well as he can and just use it for the rest of the season. He's got to remind his guys, we still have 7 more football games to play. Like, this is only week 1. You still have 8 more weeks of football, including a bye week, which most teams don't get. So if you're Coach Yonk, you're just telling your guys to keep your heads up and continue the season strong.
You know, they got to also take into consideration. Last week they lost to the number 2 team in the state, Bellevue West, and they lost to the number 1 team in the state in Omaha Westside. So there's a lot to build on with their schedule. It's going to get a lot easier for them. Here's the Westside football team. They go over to the Red Shield, the Westside student body. They'll play the fight song, and this is a tradition that the Westside football players do, to run over to the student body and thank them for their support. And it's been a tradition for them, and they've done very well here at Westside. They haven't lost a game here at home in probably 5 years, and this is a great home field for them. We got to see the new vision board that Westside installed. Just a great atmosphere for the game, and I want you to stick around, folks, because we're going to have our player of the game, and we'll tell you who that is after we take this break, and we'll come back with our player of the game and award him the game ball. So stick around, and we'll tell you who the game player of the game is tonight. We'll be right back.
welcome you back here to Phelps Field.
Yes,
Final
right there.
score, Westside with the 57-7 win. We'll send it down to Ryan Kelly, who's with our player of the game, Caleb Benning.
I'm Ryan Kelly here with our Time 42 player of the game, the first one of the year, Caleb Benning. You've had quite the night tonight. You had an 88-yard punt tonight. How did it feel to be out there tonight against Prep?
Oh, it felt great. I haven't played here at Phelps Field in a very long time. I haven't been very healthy, so just to be out there with my brothers, it felt great.
Coming off the state championship last year, hopes are high for this season. After this big victory, 50-point lead over Prep, what is this tone set for the rest of the season?
It sets a very high standard. We got to play like this every time, but just to know that we can get better and improve every week, that's really our goal.
Now, next week, what's some goals for next week, looking at the calendar?
Take it day by day, get better, or 3% better each day, and right now we're worried about tomorrow morning practice.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Caleb. Here's the game ball presented from
Appreciate
Time
it.
42. And thank you guys for watching. I'm Ryan Kelly, our Time 42 player of the game, Caleb Benning, from the entire WTV Live crew. I'm Ryan Kelly. I'd like to thank you all for watching.